Good day, my people. Today we are going to be discussing the top 4 luxury SUVs in the Naija automobile market. There are 4 cars that tend to do the bidding when it comes to which one of them exudes the most presence, prestige, and the 4 contenders are the LX600 2023, 2023 Mercedes-AMG G63 AMG, the Range Rover Vogue Autobiography short wheelbase, and the 2023 Cadillac Escalade. These 4 cars have something in common. Whenever you see anyone with these cars, you automatically assume that they're wealthy, they're successful, they're executives in their own rights, and they're doing very well for themselves. 3. These cars, they perform excellently well. Driving, handling, everything, they all have commendable driving performance. If I pull up in the G-Wagon and you pull up in the Range Rover, at no point do you look at me and say, okay, you know what, I can't be caught dead in the G-Wagon, or vice versa. Same applies to the Escalade, same applies to the LX600. However, from our experience, it's obvious that each vehicle tends to retain a certain personality, or it tends to appeal more to a certain personality, a certain kind of outlook, a certain kind of career-driven individual, whatever the case may be. So let's not talk too much. Let's get right into the analysis of which of them probably appeals to you best. We're going to start with the LX600. Follow me, let's go. First on the list is the Lexus LX600. We have it here in champagne gold. Who do you think this car appeals to? Don't worry, I'll answer that question. The chairman of the board. This car is built for the leaders. You enter an organization, maybe a bank, and while you are waiting to do your transactions, there's a board meeting and the chairman of the board arrives at the bank, and there's a lot of protocol around and about him. You notice that when he's stepping out of the car, he's coming out by that. And you look, see which car he drove. It's most likely the LX600. This car appeals to the aged, mature men. This does not mean that it doesn't have a market for the younger leaders. It just tends to be the go-to vehicle for the top of the executives. The LX600, you cannot compare its comfortability, its prestige, its durability, functionality. Very spacious SUV. It has an extra pair of seats in the back just in case you ever need it, and it also can be collapsed just in case you need more boot room for storage and whatever the case may be. Most of the people who own this car have drivers, and they sit down at the back and just relax, make their phone calls, use their computers, as the case may be. Let me show you the interior of the car. Let's see what you'll be working with just in case you buy this car or you're gifted this car. You never know. Come. So this is the LX600's interior. One thing you'll notice about this interior is that it's not doing too much. It's very classic. It is not as overwhelming as maybe some of the other vehicles that we're going to review. However, you cannot discountenance the fact that it looks like a quality build. The quality of the leather, the quality of the interior, the design has been thoughtfully processed to make the design sit right and not look cheap. One thing you have to remember is that the more luxurious a car is, the more they start incorporating things like formica, wood kind of finishing and all of that. This car has that. If you look at the trim here, it has some sort of mahogany wood kind of finish, on the door, center console and all of that. Beautiful quality finish. The car has a wireless charger. We're doing away with wires, we're doing away with USB cables and all of that, and this car has a wireless charger. If your phone is wireless enabled, you have no problems whatsoever. Look at the screens. This car has two screens. One controls the four-wheel drive system, the AC, and its touch screen. The screen on top is the infotainment screen. Handles, media, radio, Bluetooth, phone connectivity, and time settings and adjustments that have to do with the vehicle. Easy adjustments here. Let's look at the rear, where the chairman is most likely going to be sitting down. What do I notice about this car? Very spacious rear seat, very comfortable, and I'm saying that without even adjusting the front passenger seat to give me more leg room or more space in front of me. Even as I am like this, it's comfortable. I have no issues. Now I can recline my seat. If I require more space in front of me, maybe more leg room, I can just have my seat go forward. I have more leg room. Now, you are the chairman. When it's time to relax and listen to music, you do not want to have to be listening to music speakers that don't do you justice for the kind of music you'll be listening to. Probably jazz, soul, maybe Afrobeats, depending on the kind of chairman that you are. You have Mark Levinson premium quality audio system in the LX600. The sound production of this Mark Levinson audio system is outstanding. As the chairman that you are, you have heated seats, not necessarily something you would need in Nigeria. But anyway, you've paid for it, you have that option. You can control the rear AC system from here without recourse to the driver. You can increase and reduce the temperature of the AC as you deem fit. This is no longer just dual AC. This is, maybe 4-place AC. Very spacious boot. LX is always known for space, irrespective of the year, the trim, whatever. Very spacious SUV. Now, these are the pair of seats I spoke to you guys about earlier on. No hassle, no struggle. With the push of a button, you can call for the 2 extra seats at the back if you do not need the extra boot space. That's the advantage of this. It may not be the most comfortable seats, but how many SUVs actually have very spacious and comfortable third-row seats? Part of what makes this vehicle have the executive presence that it has is even the height. Apart from it being spacious, if you notice, SUVs that have high roof tend to be classed amongst the executive, big boy chairman vehicles. This car has it. To conclude on the LX600, you can just have an all-round view of the vehicle from behind. Up next, the 2023 G63 AMG. This car appeals to the business owner, young executive who is making it, who is doing well, who enjoys driving himself, who likes being business casually dressed, young and getting it. That's just the definition of the people who love to drive this car. This vehicle is a performer. When we talk about AMG performance, this is the ultimate ambassador of the AMG performance vehicle. The G-Wagon says many things, some of which are, I'm successful, I'm a commander, I do my own thing, I define my own time, I enjoy myself, I drive myself, and driving is one of my hobbies. This car is for the bad guys. Come, follow me, let's talk about this car. The Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, a statement maker. Look at the interior. The interior is much more, I am here, I'm trying to impress you. Remember what we said about the LX600 and luxury SUVs having mahogany or some kind of wood infusions into their interior. Just look at the G63. It also has that. Top quality wood finish, wonderful mesh to the sporty, high quality, however retaining some sort of classic interior design all in one piece. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Look at the seats. The seats still have some sort of bucket racing kind of seat vibe, you know. However, the interior still retains the classic first edition G-Wagon design interior. Top quality, top finish, wonderful leather, pristine condition. I mean, it's a G-Wagon. It's loud. It's noisy. It commands attention when I get into somewhere I want people to see me. That is what the G-Wagon is about. The sound of the engine, less quiet than the LX600, it's boisterous. I mean, it has every right to command respect when it gets into the building, when it's around, when it's in the car lot. It tells every other vehicle that I don't care about your price, I don't care about your worth, but I am here and I need to command attention. That's what the G-Wagon does. Now let's talk more about the dynamism of the vehicle. It has various driving modes. I mean, the LX600 also has different driving modes. However, the G-Wagon has more performance infused driving modes. Take a look at the dynamic select feature that this G63 has. I mean, you can control the dynamic mode of the vehicle from even the steering knobs. You know, this is what I meant by, the G-Wagon has more sporty gizmos, like an F1 race car and all of that. Now, another thing the G-Wagon does is that even though it's a sporty vehicle, it still infuses some sort of comfort and luxury in its interior aura. Look at the ambient lights. I mean, you can look at the ambient lights. It just gives you the wonderful mood, and you can actually choose from a variety of colors. Even though the other cars also have it, has wonderful ambient light options, because you can choose from a variety of colors. I mean, there is almost like an endless mix of colors to play around with to give you wonderful ambience, a relaxing ambience. Also, if you want a sporty ambience, you can give them that as you wish. That's one thing you will get in the G-Wagon that you may not get in other vehicles. The G63 interior, the quality of the leather is outstanding. Another thing that is of note in this G63 is the audio system quality. The Burmeister audio system, pristine, top quality audio production. Can probably argue that it is the best out of the lot of vehicles, but you know what? Different people have their different tastes. I can't really argue that. I personally don't know which one is the best, but I just know that Burmeister speakers, Burmeister audio system, top tier. So the G63, as wonderful as it is as an SUV, it is not an appropriate chauffeur-driven SUV. I say this because even from the theme, even from the build, it is geared towards the owner being the driver of the car itself. When you have to sit down behind and be chauffeur-driven in G63, yes, it does it. There's no car that you still probably cannot sit behind and be chauffeur-driven, but it does not give you the comfort, the space, the feel that an example, an LX600, a Range Rover Vogue, or the Cadillac Escalade would give you. Let's test the exhaust now. Let's hear the AMG per G63 and its sound. Pristine. So of the lot, the four cars that we're discussing today, this vehicle is the only one that does not have air suspension. What does this do to the drive? It makes it feel stiffer, but it also has, it has its pros and cons. Makes you feel like you're driving a military tank. It gives you the feeling like the car is very strong, very sturdy. It can hit anything and come out. Nothing can stop it, But it has downsides. So when it comes to comfort, the stiff struts that the G-Wagon has, is less, comfortable than, for instance, the Range Rover, even Even the LX600, you know, those ones you can't compare. They're super comfortable, super luxurious. You don't have that feel of, you know, stiffness and all of that. But the G-Wagon gives you that. But, you know, that's part of the vibe it's supposed to give you. It's supposed to make you feel like, you know, you're in control, like you're the rough and rugged kind of guy that you are driving the car. You know, that's one thing about the G-Wagon. However, talk about a G63 performance AMG and not even talk about the engine or what powers the car. It's not possible. This G63 AMG, powered by 4.0 liter V8 bi-turbo engine, does 0 to 60 miles per hour. That is about 103 kilometers per hour in 4.5 seconds. Just 4.5 seconds. With this mass, with this weight, that is a monster. That's a machine. To do 577 horsepower. Fun fact about the AMG engine. Do you know that every AMG engine is handcrafted, hand-built by one technician from start to finish? And when that technician is done building the engine, on the engine plate there will be an inscription of his name where he signs his signature on that engine. For instance, this particular G63, the engine was built by engineer Sergio Rodriguez. Don't let the rugged look of the G-Wagon fool you. This car is a very, very safe vehicle. Has commendable safety ratings, and you know, it's an excellent option out of the three other cars that we're comparing it against. Another fun fact for you guys about this G63. How did it start, the G-Wagon itself? It was inspired not by a Mercedes-Benz engineer or anybody in the Mercedes company. It was inspired by the last Shah of Iran in 1970, named King Reza Pahlavi. He was the one who inspired the G-Wagon. How did he inspire it? He was an avid hunter, and he wanted a car that will be able to do the hunter terrain and also be capable as a military 4x4. As a result of that, he pitched that Mercedes-Benz, you know, has a partnership with Daimler, and they developed this vehicle that is capable for these two things that he wanted and highlighted. Don't forget something, he was a major shareholder in Mercedes-Benz, so he had that influence to make that kind of suggestion and have the ears of all the people that mattered in Mercedes-Benz. Unfortunately for him, even though he inspired the creation of the G-Wagon that we know today, he wasn't able to even enjoy his creation or his inspiration because he was deposed shortly after. So what do you think about the G-Wagon? Is it your choice? Out of the LX600 and G-Wagon, which do you prefer? Anyway, we'll discuss that in the comment section. On to the next. So what do we have here? We have the 2023 Cadillac Escalade Premium Edition. This is not the V-twin engine. This is a naturally aspirated engine. Now the V-twin engine has a supercharger. This will do 0 to 60 miles per hour. That is about 100 kilometers per hour in 6.1 seconds. I mean, when they say big size SUV, this is the definition of a big size SUV. It is huge, it is long. If you see where we park these vehicles, you know, they almost start and stop at the same position. But this one extends to the back. It's the longest out of the lot, out of all the vehicles that we are assessing. To give you an idea of how long this car is, I am going to use myself as a measuring metric. 1 in position 2, in position 3. This is 3 and how much? It takes about half of my right hand. That's how long this car is. Position 3 for the G63. Just imagine the difference. My body is outside the car's frame. Compare this to the Escalade. One thing that I personally love about this car is the look. It looks so aggressive, it looks so mean, you know, and very, very bold statements. Out of all these cars, the LX600 has the biggest grille, but this one has the meanest looking grille. Just look at how mean it looks. Then look at the fog lights. If this is not a statement, I don't know what else can be. The car is just a commander of respect. Anywhere it goes, anywhere you enter, you know, it just has this commanding CEO, you know, suit and tie, executive look, like, you know, you're here for business, we're not here to play, we're not here to joke. You know, that's standard Cadillac Escalade. Now, because of how long this car is, they have to move forward a bit. Yeah. Just look at this car. Just have a look at this car. Look at the stitching, the uniqueness of the stitching. The brown, it's not even brown. It's almost like a tan mix of, you know, if you're not looking at it one way, it may even look black to you, you know, with the silver, stainless steel kind of chrome. You know, let's not lie, man. They took their time to design this car. They built it for executives. They built it for serious-minded people. Well, you know how sometimes you enter somebody's office and the office itself is intimidating. You already look at the office and you know that this person is a serious person. That's what this car does. When you enter inside this car, you immediately just assume that this person is a serious person. This person is not here to joke. He's a leader. He's a power broker or something like that. So that's the vibe that this car gives. Look at the seating arrangement of this car. I mean, full executives. This one no be. This one is not for Google to carry multiple people. This is definitely a chauffeur. This is not an argument that okay, maybe you can also want to drive it. Or this one is built to be for you to be chauffeur driven inside this car. Look at the back seat. You look at how comfortable it is, and of all the cars, it is the one that has the most comfortable third row seats. I mean, the G-Wagon, for instance, doesn't have the third row seats, you know, but this one, look at me, I'm able to sit down here comfortably. I'm not squeezing. With the LX600, remember what we said, you know, it's probably appropriate for kids, you know, and less comfortable for adults. But for this one, an adult my size, my height, you know, my body frame, I can sit here comfortably. I have no issues. I don't feel choked. I don't feel cramped. It's not like the most comfortable or most spacious seat, but still, it's ideal. I have no complaints about it. Let's talk gizmos. It's only fair that if we're talking about this Escalade, we have to highlight the gizmos that this car has. Just look at this screen. I mean, the only other vehicle that has this kind of long screen in this lot that we're comparing is the G63. But with this one, just look at the beautiful screen. I mean, the projected front camera view that is on the dashboard, it still doesn't hide sensitive information like fuel level, temperature, seat belts, mileage, and all of that. That is typically projected on the dashboard of the car. But look at the gizmos, just look at this. And an unconventional addition to this car is that it has both camera rear view and the conventional rear view. Once you flick this, then your camera goes off and you have the conventional rear view with the mirror showing you the back of the car. But with this, it is the camera that is at the back that is acting as your rear view mirror. So you have no downtime when it comes to how much light is outside, so you can see outside. This car, Gizmo King. This car is a beautiful car. Just look at the commanding presence of this car. You enter this car and you already feel like you are in the office of the CEO of, you know, of the bank, or the central bank governor or something, or even the president of the United States. You get, look at the dashboard, look at the trimming, you know, it is just beautiful. It's commanding. That's one thing about the Escalade. Above it, no matter how many adjectives you can use to describe this car, one word that you cannot take away from this Escalade is that in general it is commanding. Whoever is driving this car, you are permitted to call yourself a pilot, because already operating the gizmo, even just sitting down here, it already seems like to be the driver of this car, you have to be suited up, looking sharp, looking like a pilot. As I enter this car to talk about the car, I already even feel so calm, so chill. The king of finesse out of the lot. I must give this one that award. This Range Rover Vogue autobiography, finesse. You know how the key word for the Escalade was command? This, its own keyword, is finesse. Just look at the quality that these engineers used to design the interior of this car and even the exterior. But even the more pronounced is the interior. Just look at the quality of the leather. It's outstanding. the finish, the design, the drawing, I still feel like I'm sitting in a concept car. You know how sometimes you see online, you hear that, okay, a car brand has a concept vehicle that would inspire the designs of all their vehicles for the next 10 years or whatever. This car still feels like is a concept vehicle that was put into production. Sweet, sweet car. Come, join me, I beg. I mean, it's only fair that we talk about what powers this vehicle. I mean, what is in the engine. It's powered by a 4.4 liter V8. I mean, it produces about 523 horsepower. But you see, that's not even the catch about this car. I mean, this Range Rover Vogue is generally described as the pinnacle of British engineering. Now, it's argued that, okay, it's no longer owned by the British, but you know, it's founded by the British. And the British are very proud of this creation, which is Range Rover, which is also the Land Rover brand in general. But you know, this particular Range Rover, I wish you guys could feel the drive. Out of all the vehicles that we are assessing today, I mean, normally I'm a performance driver. You understand? I love performance driving and everything, but I enjoy driving this car the most out of all the cars. Just chill, because even when I still need power and I still need that oomph, it's still there. You see, we almost forgot to even show you the exterior of this car, because I enjoyed sitting down inside the car and talking to you guys about the car so much. So let's talk about the outside of this car. This car is beautiful. And the thing about the beauty of this car is unique. So what's happening nowadays is that the designers of these vehicles are becoming more and more creative. You understand? Trying to redefine beauty standards of cars and all of that. So Range Rover has gone with this unconventional rear light design. Just look at it. When the car is off, it almost looks like, you know, there is no light and anything, you know, behind the car. But this, if you are not an artist or an art inclined person, you probably think it's an ugly design. But if you are inclined to art, that's where you appreciate the beauty of this design. You know what is funny about this car? It looks mean. You will probably describe it as an evil spirit look. Very, very mean. You understand? But it is such a perfect unison between looking mean and actually making you feel angelic while you are inside and while you are driving. Either you are driving or you are a passenger, you feel angelic inside this car. Now, who does this car typically appeal to? Don't worry, let me just answer you guys. Just imagine, out of these cars, I want to go and play golf, or I want to go sailing on my boat. Which car do you think I would take out of all these cars? Of course, it's this Range Rover. It just has that appeal. It just has that leisure, chilled vibe out of all of them. So you see, this car is something that everybody should have, because no matter how hard you work, you should still have something that will calm your nerves, that is for Sunday drives. This is that car. This it is. Man, just sitting down in the driver's seat of this car. So this car now has the mesh of how you feel with the G-Wagon and also the ambience you would give with the LX600. So how do I describe that? You know, with the G-Wagon, you will probably want to drive it yourself and enjoy the performance. With the LX600, you want to be the chairman who is being chauffeur driven. But with this car, you would enjoy the drive and you will still feel like the chairman that you are owning this car. You do not have to sit down and be chauffeur driven to feel relaxed and to feel chilled in this car. This car does it for you. It does both things. I mean, the car, every single aspect of this car makes you comfortable. You can't even start talking about the audio system, Meridian audio system, pristine quality, you know, music production. And one thing about this car is that it's not even the color of this particular interior that is the catch. Whatever the color of the interior is, you still feel like it just gives you the aura of calm. Whether it's all black interior, whether it's the beige interior, whether it's the cream interior, whether it's the faded gray interior, whatever the color of the interior is, you do not feel like you have left out a better colored interior because you are having one and not the other. This car, when I'm being driven in this car, I feel I want to drive it. I want to tell the driver to, you know what, park, go to the passenger seat and let me drive. This car, when I am sitting inside, I just want to feel the aura. I want to feel one with the car. That's what this car does to me. With the G-Wagon, wherever I am, I want to drive it. I want to be the one to drive it. I don't even want to be driven in the car. You understand? So this one and that car, probably, and the G-Wagon give me the same I want to drive it vibe. You are a successful personality. You are a leader. You are a chairman. You are a boss. You are a commander. One of these cars, at the very least, should appeal to you. One of these cars should do the job for you. If not all, because at the end of the day, there is a piece of your personality in one or more of these cars. And if you're able to own one of each one, why not? So tell me, which of them appeals to you? Escalade, Range Rover Vogue, LX600, or the G63? My question, which appeals to you? If you could only have one, tell me in the comment section. Nice one, guys.
With the move, still can't afford. Made so many mistakes, I know that my relate. Just to rattle my case so much, they sat on my plate. She know me through records, but she don't know me too well. All this game is for sale, was priceless, I keep for myself. Shots fired, man expired in his Jordan 3s. Small talk, turn that page, that's all they ever read. You graduated, you still unemployed. You taken for granted, love is null and void. No longer one to few, young Langston Hughes. Jewish intuition, I'm following cues. Stone Versace, don't know Nikki Giovanni. Your paper chasing, can't see that it's running from you. My homies from the block, they labeled me cunning. No excuse for my success, so they say I'm a Sonic. I keep it 100, I keep the car running. How she on the back, that's to keep food on her stomach. Look at me, look at me. Really never see. Look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me. I'm playing for keeps, and that's just to say it the least. Had a few seizures, refused to get me some sleep. Electric slide, that's to see the sparks. Now I think about my moms when I jot these songs. I think of certain when I mention guns. Heavy artillery, death to enemies, #1. Francis Ford, flows you can't ignore. Shopping with them, can't afford. Bel Air Rose. They thought I go wouldn't sell anything more. They thought I failed, they thought I fold. Go to hell, any wanna buy my soul. Double M, extend my hand, I see you stumbling. Francis Ford Films, budget double 40 M's. Godfather money, filming part 4 again. Butterball, Magic City, so you know it's him. Me, look at me, look at me. Really never see. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I blaze J's, the Dutch slave trade.